Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in a So You Think You Can Craft challenge, and it is hosted by Melissa over at Melissa Makes It DIY and Cindy, that crafting lady. And so in this challenge there's a hashtag, and you can follow it or the playlist that will be in my description box below. Okay, so here's our star of the day. It's beads. It's our item for the month for this So You Think You Can Craft challenge. So I have Dollar Tree beads for the hair. I have some Amazon beads and some other colorful Dollar Tree beads as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these Dollar Tree terracotta pots. They're the larger ones. Okay, so I'm going to go in with some of the white Waverly chalk paint. So I'm going to pour a little bit on my newspaper. This is going to be a little bit messy, but it's going to be fun. And I'm going to take a damp paper towel, have it nearby, and I'm going to dab my hand in this paint, and I'm just going to rub it sparingly on the pot, and I'll do the whole surface, the outside surface, the exterior surface, and the top portion, and a little bit of the inside, just in case anything peeks through. So I'm just going to do this with my hands. And yeah, like I said, this is going to be the fun part of the day for sure. Who doesn't love to finger paint? So yeah, just sparingly. We don't want to cover it completely. We just wanted to have that little bit of aged look, like it's been out in the garden for a little bit of that look that we all like on our pots. So I'm just going to make sure to get a little bit of the inside as well, like I mentioned. And that is pretty much it for this portion. Just take your time and get it how you want it. And you can do green if you want to have it more of a mossy look. You can do green, but I just chose to use white. So now I'm going to take some of these beads from Amazon, and I'm poking them through a floral stem piece that I still had left over from a previous project where I pulled off the flowers. And I'm going to use this to help paint all my beads, and that way they'll stay in place. And since I've already cleaned my hands, then I'm going to keep them clean at this point. So I'm just going to use this and carefully paint all around, get all the surface, and I'm just going to take my time. And when I get to the point to where I need to turn them around, I'll open up the stem, the wire stem, and I'll work on, and I'll just get into the little parts there that didn't get any paint. And these little beads are going to become something else, so I'm not worried about the texture, and I'm actually wanting it to have a little bit of texture, because these little beads, they're going to become 2 little bunnies. And so bunnies are furry, so a little bit of texture is a good thing on these beads. A little bit more about this challenge. So this is a new challenge, and it's going to be every single month. It's a monthly challenge, and every month we'll have a different item to craft with. So that's why this month's challenge item are beads. And so with this challenge, as most all of them, there's a playlist, and it'll be in my description box. But lately the description box playlists have not been working. So in the case that it doesn't work, please go to the host which is Melissa Makes It DIY. Go to her channel and search for her playlist and watch it from there, and that'll be like your best bet if the links don't work. Okay, so back to our craft. We're taking 4 of these chenille sticks, and I happen to have them in the white, and I'm taking 2 and I'm going to thread these natural colored Amazon beads through, and I'm going to thread them in a graduated order. So the larger one on the bottom, and as I stack them, they'll get smaller and smaller until I get to a midpoint, and then they'll go back to getting larger and larger. So in a graduated order. And I'll do that to 2 of these pipe cleaners, these chenille sticks. And I chose the white because the white is a neutral, but you can use any color really. I don't think it really shows, but just in case it did show, that's why I chose to do the white. But as you can see, I'm trying to make sure that they're all in the right order. So as I bend it, I kind of see what I need next. And then see, that one wasn't wrong. That one was wrong, so I had to get another one. Yeah, it's a process, but I just keep working at it until I get it like I want it. And when I'm good, then I just go ahead and bend it back and then cut off the excess. And now I'll do that to 2 of them. And now I'm ready to attach these to my little terracotta pots. And so just because of the weight of these, I wanted to make sure that they were nice and adhered. So I add a nice big glob of glue and set the pipe cleaner down on it, and added another nice size glob of glue. Boy, I say that 3 times real fast. Glob of glue. And I do the same to the second one. And with the second one, I actually get a spool of ribbon to help hold it up so it'll stay in place. It needed like a little bit of leverage, so I do that, and I just let that dry. And while that's drying, because that was a lot of glue, I'm taking my little beads that are painted white, and I'm going to begin to assemble my little bunnies. So I'm going to fold a chenille stick, a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to thread through a bead. I do the small one first and then the big one. So the small one's going to be the head and the big one's going to be the body. So like this. And then I'm going to bend down the top portion to create or to form 2 little bunny ears. And then I'm going to take the bottom, fold it, and crisscross in the back. Do both. Fold them each, make little feet, and crisscross the back, twist it to help make a little bunny tail. But I don't feel like this bunny tail is very prominent, so I add a little dab of glue, and I had another little piece of chenille stick that I had cut off, and so I'm going to add that little piece just to make the little bunny tail a little bit more profound, a little bit more noticeable. And I do the same with the second one. So I'll show you again. Fold the chenille stick, put the small bead through, put the second bead through, the larger one, and then bend down the top to make little ears, and then fold down fold back the little feet on the bottom, and twist in the back to crisscross them, and then add a little dab of glue and put another little bunny tail. And these are great to make for the kiddos too. This is a great project for a family home evening or any kind of Easter activity or family time at home. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to attach the other end of our beaded handle onto the terracotta pot. And again, the same process. A nice glob of glue. Place your chenille stick on the knotted portion, and then another huge glob of glue. And again, you'll have to allow drying time for these because it's a lot of glue, and a lot of hot glue takes a while to dry. So now I'm going to take this little pen, this paint marker that I had, and I'm going to make a little face on the bunny. So now don't judge me. I am not an artiste, but I try. And also, in my defense, my grandson recently broke my glasses, so I'm using like some cheapo glasses from the Dollar Tree. Now they work okay, but yeah, it's a struggle. The struggle is real. So anyway, I try my best to make him a little face. I make 2 little faces, and then I use the pink one to create the little nose. Okay, so now I'm done with the 2 little bunnies. I'll set them aside and get them ready for the pots, which I'm loving, by the way. Super cute. Now I'm just going to tie a little bow onto the pots with this raffia that I had. And so I'm going to snip off and get a piece and just tie it on real quick. And I also secure it with a little dab of glue just to make sure it stays in place. And pretty much that's it for the actual pot itself. And I go ahead and do this to both pots. So now that I have them ready, I'm going to take some of the moss, the floral moss, that's the dry one. And I'm going to take a nice handful and fill each pot with some of this moss. And I'll do that to both pots. And now I'm ready to embellish. So I'm taking some of these mini foam Easter eggs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to select the lightest ones. So I'm selecting a yellow one, a green one, a light orange one, and a light pink one at the bottom of the bag. So I just wanted to go with some light colors. And so I'm just going to add a couple and try to figure out placement and add the little bunny. So cute. And then I do end up adding a couple little pieces of flowers, which I don't show here, but you'll see it at the end. But yeah, just look how cute. I'm so happy with these. These are so cute. Okay, now on to the next DIY. For this one, we're going to take some of the twine, jute twine, and I have this pack of Easter eggs, the speckled plastic ones from the Dollar Tree, and all these little coasters. So I'm going to begin by taking all the coasters out, and I think I found all 4 colors. I don't know if there's any other colors in these, but these are the 4 colors that I found. And so I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of each. And so I'm going to open them up, and I'm going to save this ribbon. This ribbon I'll end up using later on, and you'll see when. And I'll use 2 of each of these colors, and I end up only using 1 pack of the eggs plus 1 more. So we're going to create a garland. So I'll begin with a long piece of jute twine and some of the natural beads from Amazon, and I'm going to create a loop so that way we can attach it to the wall or the mantle or wherever I want to attach it to. And I'll set the jute twine down and put some glue onto the flower, and this is the underside, and I'll make sure everything is nice and secured, and I'll leave a nice gap between flowers. That way the eggs will hang on those middle portions. And so I'll just do this to the set of 4 different colors, and once I do that, then I'll continue with the other set. So it's 2 sets total that I do, but you can do whatever you'd like, however long you want your garland to be. And so now I'm going to finish it off with another 3 of the wooden beads, and I'll create another loop and tie it, make a knot, and secure it with some glue, and this portion is done. Now I'll begin to attach the eggs, and so each egg has like a little hole on the bottom. And so I'm going to take a jute twine, and I'm going to cut a piece. I want to say it's a good 3 inches worth, and I'm going to loop it around the larger jute twine, the garland, and add a bead to help secure this piece of jute twine. And then I'll just insert these pieces of jute twine into the little hole of the egg, and then secure it in place with a little dab of glue. And later on I'll add the little bow from the ribbon that I cut off from the coasters at the beginning, if you remember. And that's all I did. So now I do that. I repeat this same process to the rest of it, and I'm done. And I would like to thank Melissa from Melissa Makes It DIY and Cindy from That Crafting Lady for hosting and co-hosting this challenge. It was fun. I loved working with beads. It's one of my favorite things to do. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And please remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. And until my next video, stay healthy, safe, and strong, and have a great, great weekend. Bye-bye.